gotten a call the day that I was supposed to sign those resignation papers from a random number. I didn't know who this person was. It was this Australian guy who called me and was asking me if I was looking for work. As I'm sitting in the lobby, ready to sign these termination papers, not knowing what I was going to do. The employer was not understanding or helpful at all, and just wanted me gone. Wasn't going to give me like an extra day just to like figure my stuff out. They had let me know 8 p.m. the night before that I needed to get out. And so I get this call, and it was this Australian guy who owned a chalet and wanted just a hand around the place. And so he had a single person suite on the property, basically like a property manager suite. And I was able to stay with him, which was supposed to be only for 3 days, turned into, I think, like 5 or 6 days. And then after that, decided to move to Nice, where I had a friend who I met in New Zealand. And I had the apartment to myself as well in Nice. I wasn't able to stay with that job in Chamonix with the Australian guy because he had someone actually coming for that position. And was in Nice, and then through a friend of a friend, got in contact with the employer who called me for work in Saint Foy. And after 2 days working with her, she let me go because of the position that she hired me for, which was bar manager. She let me go because I don't speak French, which is totally understandable. I mean, she did say that she should have maybe inquired more if I could speak French or not, but she assumed because I was in France I could speak French. But so she fired me, and then I had to go, and I think you know the rest of the story. She ended up kicking me out of the place a day or two earlier than I was expecting. I guess there was conditions that I was supposed to help her out, and I didn't really think about that, and I wanted to use up all the time I could to look for employment. And so she said, well, if you're not going to help us out, then you gotta go. Makes sense. That same day that she told me to leave, she also offered me the job to work for them as a dishwasher. And that's when all this happened. I had a room on the hill with the accommodation with 2 other people. She told me that room and that bed was mine. I didn't have to worry, that I could settle down there. And not even a week later, she's asked me to leave. I moved to this place. No complaints. Yeah, of course not. And so all of this being said, I mean, I'm just a reflector, and I love to reflect and look back. And even it's so crazy looking back at what happened in Jasper, like my 2 years in Jasper, my 1 year in New Zealand, and now here. Everything happens for a reason. And even though in that moment can be hard, even though there are times where you're not acting like yourself, you maybe just are living a contrary life than what you're used to, what your values are, or you find yourself in disappointment or guilt, or something bad happens to you that is out of your control, knowing that these things are just for a season and for a time, and this too shall pass. And it's all, I don't want to say these bad things happen for you. You know, sometimes we experience loss and it's out of our hands and out of our control, but there's an opportunity to learn and to view the cup as half full or half empty. And I think that those are the moments that can really propel us, forward, and depending on how you look at it.